Awesome.
sign,
Thank
okay?
you. Great. Okay.
The Pillow Boys.
Yes. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tim,
I'm Ryan.
I'm Yanni.
And I'm Sean, and we're the Pillow Boys.
and we're going to be talking to you today about our product, the Transit Dreamer. So when we all walked into this class in September, we all realized that we had the same problem. Whether that was a car, a bus, an airplane, or a train, none of us could get comfortable. We realized that we weren't alone in this problem, that many other people had it. The travel pillows that are out there today just weren't good enough for us. They're not good enough for anybody, and that's when we realized that we needed to change it.
So obviously, as of right now, we believe that traveling as is very uncomfortable. So we want to change that. We've been engineering the perfect pillow that allows optimal support to 4 key areas. And those areas include the neck, head, shoulder, and as well as the lower back. The pillow itself will be inflatable, so it'll be easy for you to take wherever you travel and wherever you go. Here's the prototype of the pillow, as shown here.
So how the prototype works is Yanni gets on his airplane seat, and Yanni blows up the pillow using 3 breaths. And then Yanni makes this pillow his pillow. So what he does is he has 3 air cushions that provide support to his shoulder, and then with the rest of the pillow, he constructs it to provide support for his neck and head. So then Yanni uses the pillow. His neck and spine is aligned. His face is comfortable, and his shoulder has support with it. Thank you, Yanni. And then Ryan takes the same exact pillow and makes it his pillow. So what he does is Ryan wants a lot of head support, so he constructs the pillow in a way that gives him optimal head support. So he does that, and then he leans up, and then boom, his neck and spine is aligned, and he wakes up from his trip feeling refreshed. So then the same pillow can be used around the lower back and the lumbar region. So as you can see, Sean puts it around his lower back, and he is comfortable for the duration of his flight because it provides support to his lower back. So as you can see, this pillow can be used in infinitely many ways. We just hit on three designs that would be most popular, but this can be used in infinitely many ways.
The customers that we were trying to target are businessmen and women of the age range of 35 to 50 that travel 2 to 3 times per month and have a higher disposable income.
So with our competition, there's a lot of travel pillows out there, but we're really going to focus on 2 that we have to compete with. There's obviously the standard neck pillow, and then the Travel Rest, which is the #1 seller on Amazon right now. With the standard neck pillow, that's not going to give you any support to your shoulders when you have it on. If you were to lean up against the window of a car, bus, or plane, not going to have any support right here. As well with the standard neck pillow, that allows your head to fall forward because there's nothing around that. So lastly, with that pillow, if you're wearing a suit, if you're a business traveler, the collar's pretty high. That's not going to sit on there very well, so you're going to be really uncomfortable with that pillow. Now with the Travel Rest, you do get a leaning simulation, but you still, again, have no support on either of your shoulders.
So now we're going to jump into the numbers and show you why this is a viable and valid idea. So we're starting off with a total addressable market of $4.5 billion. That is the number of worldwide airline travelers each year, all across the world. So flying from Chicago to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to Dubai, wherever it might be, that's a total number. So we have a very vast overall market, and then we'll get a little more specific. Service addressable market of 25 million. That is the number of businessmen and women, which fits our target market, that travel out of Chicago, Midway international airports in 2014. So that's about a fourth of the travelers that come out. So it's the 3rd busiest for businessmen and women to travel through each year. We also know these customers. We're friends with some of them. Our families are some of them. So we can go and talk to them, get feedback on this product, and see if there's any ideas that they think could make it more comfortable for the business traveling community. And then for our market share is going to be 1,000. That's the number of pillows we want to sell in our first year. And we know that that's very aggressive and is a pretty high number. But if you think about it, it's selling in multiple airports, multiple online spaces, Our own website, it's only like 3 or 4 pillows a day, with some days being higher. So it is an aggressive number, but at $30 a pillow, it's a very competitive price. So $30,000 of revenue our first year, we still believe is a very realistic and aggressive goal.
For our sources of revenue, we will be selling the pillow itself, and as well as an easy slip-on cover to make the pillow more comfortable with a silk-like fabric, and as well as additional air pockets for more support on the pillow.
Our cost of goods sold would be about $15, and that is how much it's going to cost to manufacture and package the pillow. And our SG&A is a range between $15,000 and $30,000, and it's a range because we're not 100% sure how much the patent is going to cost. We believe that it's going to range anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000, and the other expenses in there will be expenses that we have for marketing and advertising and other expenditures like that.
So the marketing, we're really going to start with social media. With Twitter and Facebook being some of the leader social media platforms in the world, we can build our community easily through that. We do have a Twitter page up right now at pillow_boys2018, and we like to build our community through our target age group of the 35 to 50-year-old business travelers, and then we will be moving to Facebook in the near future. And then after we've expanded our community a good amount, we'd also like to move to Instagram to get to the youth travelers. They may be vacation goers, just summer vacation goers, and we'd like to connect with them to build our community even more. And then last week we did meet with local chiropractor Dr. Tom Campbell, all the way to the right. He was blown away by our pillow. He said he'd never seen something like it before. He'd never seen one that could be changed in so many ways, that could fit so many different people. And we'd really like to meet with him in the future again, so maybe he can consider putting our pillow in his workplace.
So now we're talking about some of the distribution channels. We're going to use a 4-pronged attack primarily for this. And we're going to start off with Brookstone and other mom and pop indoor and inside the airport stores. We're starting with this because we have such a captive audience inside the airport, because everyone there, for the most part, is traveling on an airplane, either that day or they will in the future. And plus, if your flight's delayed, if you're there early, you want to kill some time, people walk through stores like Brookstone all the time. I know I do, because it's fun. There's all kinds of things in there. And we think showcasing such a unique product like this that has so many different uses will get people to purchase it. And then next we'll have our own website up and running, and we'll sell it through there. Once we get the marketing and all that stuff down, people know about us. This would be a great way to sell, because we're not going through a second or third party source. So we'll make more money each time, because we don't have to sell it to the distributor or anything like that. And we think that with the online space growing as much as it is these days, people love to shop online. They love to shop just at home, relaxing. And that leads us into number 3, the retail, as well as the online retail spaces, like Amazon be the online, the #1 online retailer in 2018. Everyone buys on Amazon these days, and though there's a lot of competition, we fully believe that with the customizable features of our pillow, we can jump up to the top of the market in that very quickly because of that. And then our last idea, we kind of put around these airline mileage programs. A lot of people have points, they can't use them for whatever reason that might be, and eventually they do expire. So at the end of the year, you're looking to use those points, you head on to southwest.com or united.com, and we put our pillow in there. They can use their points to purchase our pillow instead of just wasting their points that they don't have a use for at the moment. So when we started this class, we all had the same problem. We couldn't get comfortable in any means of transportation. And so we wanted to change that. But we weren't sure if everyone else had the same problem. But after researching this, talking to customers, businessmen and women alike, everyone that travels has this problem. It's a much bigger problem than even we thought. That's why we were getting ready to change the game when it comes to travel. The reason why you should invest in this is because we have a plan. We're ready to take action, and because of this, we are going to be successful. We have such a unique, customizable product that we think we can get into the hands of every businessman and women traveler across the world. So today, we're going to ask for startup funds of $300 to jump into manufacturing a more solid prototype, as well as looking into some other different design possibilities. In addition to that, we'd like to jumpstart some marketing campaigns like Facebook advertising, Twitter promotions, to get the word out there so people know about us and they know what we're trying to do. And then other marketing expenses as well would go into that.
So thank you guys for listening to our pitch. We are now open the floor to any questions you may have about our company. Thank you.
17 seconds to spare.
What was the time?
10 minutes. So
Nice.
you had 17 seconds?
9:43.
Nice.
10 minutes on the dot?
9:43.
10 minutes, right, so you were at 9:43,
Okay,
yes.
awesome, thank
Nice
you.
job.
Guys, I will tell you, that's probably the best pitch as far as composure and presentation I've seen today. You really have done very well. You've
We've seen a lot of good
very well.
things.
We have seen some- I will tell you, it's the best compliment I'll probably give today.
The only, no.
As I was saying, the best. I do have some really good questions for you.
Awesome.
The first one, I want to make sure, one question just for clarity is, I thought I heard, and please verify, that you were looking at first year revenues of $30,000, and that's at a $30 per unit price?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Cool. I really like, I know this sounds funny, but I really like the fact that you don't know what your SG&A is going to be. Because you're trying to look at some different things, which tells me that's fine, you're in the development phase. And it also tells me, you guys know you're not going to make any profit in the first year. I think you do need to say what your plans are, probably a little bit of fine-tuned fashion. And it's okay to have ranges. It's okay to show, we think our sales will be X to Y, our SG&A costs W to Z. That's absolutely fine. It gives you some parameters to work on. The one thing I really enjoyed was the fact that you have a chiropractor already in your hip pocket. You got an expert. And if your prototype proves out, you've got a guy who can potentially not only test it for you, but also help you market it. The other thing is that you've thought out your distribution channels. I like that tremendously. The one thing, some of those distribution channels, they're going to be tough to get into.
Yeah.
It's great to have them identified as potential areas to go market and talk to. Just make sure you overestimate how hard it's going to be. You guys did a great job on your presentation. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just, every time we go on a trip, my wife and my daughter has a different kind of travel pillow. So that tells me that you've identified a real need and people are prepared to pay for this. I think it's all in your prototype of how can you design this and how much will it cost, and which, that's a hard next step. So I think everything you've done leading up to this is very thoughtful and appropriate. I think, your challenge now for the next period of time is to figure out, well, what does this really look like? What's the material? How much is it going to cost to make? But people don't like to be uncomfortable on airplanes, whether it's 2 hours or 8 hours. And so it also sounds like it'd be something that would be compact because you're blowing it up. When I looked at that woman with that thing, I can't imagine carrying that around the airport on airplanes. So, I think you're onto something. It's just now it's kind of the devil's in the details of the design of what would this really look like.
Yeah,
How much does it
our
cost?
kind of first thought when we thought of it was with the inflatable is that you throw it in your back pocket when you leave for the airport, and then it just stays there until you get on your plane, blow it up really quickly, you're comfortable like that. That's kind of our 1, 2, 3 step process that we want to achieve.
You missed it. It goes in our $15 million backpack that we put out this morning.
So I always like to look at the marketing piece of it, right? So 2 things that I would like to, and yes, I agree, you guys did a great job, but that I wanted to know a little bit more about is tell me the benefits of getting good rest when I'm traveling. Why do I want to rest more? Why is that important? What's the outcome of that? And that's what I put. What's the outcome of the problem? So the benefits, and what's the problem first? Identify, well, we're not getting enough sleep, okay, or we're uncomfortable. What does that translate to, right? That means I'm crabby, I'm probably not gonna wanna buy anything, I'm not nice to the person next to me, whatever it is, you guys get the gist. So that was something that I think you could use to sell a little bit more, right? Tell me what the problem is, what's the outcome of the problem, and then what's the benefit of what you guys have, what's that solution, right? I think that's important. And then the other thing that I noticed is that the 2 examples that you showed were leaning up against the wall. What happens if someone's in the middle seat?
So exactly, we thought about that too because only 1/3 of the seats on the airplane are window seats, obviously.
Right.
So we're going to come up with a way. There's similar products out there that we attach it to like the headrest.
Okay.
So straps. Yeah, straps.
Headrest and arm seat, so then if you lean up against it, it stays in place and you don't just fall into the person next to you.
Okay, good, great, thank you, thanks, Rob.
I agree with everything. You guys killed it. I like the idea, as you know, from the beginning when you first told me. It's very creative. It's out of the box thinking. I also talked to you about a patent. I know you brought that up. Did you look, what you're looking for is a provisional patent. Is that what you got a quote on? Provisional?
Yeah, we did, 'cause we Googled that.
Yeah.
And that, is that what you got, 5,000 bucks on?
Yeah.
5,000 to 15,000.
That sounds about right, and it's gonna be hard, but the second you go out with this, someone else is gonna take it from you. When I look at companies on a 1,000-point scale, I give the idea 1 point. So I don't put a lot behind the idea. I look for the entrepreneur, the distribution, the strategy. And in this case, you got a brilliant idea, but the second it gets out, they're gonna just eat you for lunch. You wanna protect that. And I know you don't have any money now, but I think you have something. There's 2 things I wrote down, and when I think of this pillow is, I'm not the guy that can put one of those neck pillows on. I don't get it, I don't understand how it's comfortable.
That's why it's over there.
So it was really appropriate, I did that. But I think of germs, because the guy before me was drooling all over it, I don't wanna use that pillow. And from this airlines, I think of space. If you could convince the airlines to get rid of their pillows and put these in there, and you could really blow it up with 3 blows, which is, you know how much luggage space they're giving up for pillows, which is gold in the travel world, is the luggage space above. That's a totally different market strategy, but my brain started thinking of, if you could get there, they'll buy 1 million pillows at a whack, and you get space back in germs. I would at least explore that.
With the germs thing you mentioned, we
Yeah.
were actually, with the cover we were gonna add on as a addition to the pillow, we're actually gonna try and make that machine washable.
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. Airline wouldn't touch with that because they have to churn every couple of flights and all
Yeah,
that.
so like the idea would be almost put like a Southwest logo or something like that on that cover, and then
Great.
sell to them, and they can just replace them after a flight or something like that. That'd probably be the idea.
I'd like to know if it's as comfortable. We all have low-pair mattresses now at home in today's world. If there's any way you could prove comfort, that would be wonderful. I get the convenience, I get that you can roll it up, because you remember when we watched Soul Shoes with the woman that came in with the shoe tops? Do you remember when I brought that into this class? Maybe you don't. She redesigned the shoes and she just put tops on.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that? And her whole thing was convenience and then luggage space.
Yeah.
What you're selling here is space. You don't want to forget about that as a traveler. If you're talking about your wife or your daughter, that's gold to roll it up to something this small that you just blow up. So don't forget that key feature. MVP, it'd be great if you could come up with a product for $300. I don't know what you're thinking on that. I saw the, can you really develop something for $300?
We believe we can, yeah.
Really? Okay.
How many?
How many? Well, that's the issue. We obviously wanted to come up with multiple, so we figure out which one's the most comfortable, which one we like best. Because we're thinking, obviously, like we see value in having each air cushion be like unique, so it's easier to roll up. But that might be harder to inflate. So if you have one like air chamber, like how customizable is that? Because we really want this pillow to remain like customizable to the user. So, well, hopefully.
What you didn't talk about, which we talked about briefly, is that's an add-on product. The little 3 things. So let's say you really like it, you can attach, their idea is Velcro or something, attach another 5 or 6 so that if you want a bigger pillow or longer, and so that's a bolt-on. If you can get a patent on it, you can sell this without having a product. Because people conceptually get it. You get it off. Look at how smart you were going out and finding a product. They will buy it without having to see it. They will. So you don't need to waste your time in manufacturing hundreds and hundreds of these. You just need to A, get a patent on it, and then B, start selling. Really, there's nothing. That's it. People take a chance at a $35 or $50 price point because they get it. They can roll it up. That's really creative. So I don't know. That's been a ton of manufacturing.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you in it to win it or fake it till you make it?
We're definitely in it to win it.
Okay.
Definitely in it to win it.
We've gotten a lot more hype about the last couple of months.
Rightfully so.
Good.
Rightfully so.
Just one thing I'd just throw out there, who goes on Facebook? Who would you guys say goes on Facebook? Do you-
Older generation.
Older,
Yes.
so you mentioned that your market's 30 to 50,
Yes.
and that you were gonna wait a while and maybe do Facebook later.
beyond that now.
I'm your market, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
We're
your
rounding.
So that's something to think about, that's your market, so go for it. It's not gonna cost you anything but time and marketing.
I don't even need to limit your market. You might market differently, but you guys said you're the market, it's, anybody who travels is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
There's not many products that scale all market size from 15 to 70. There's very few. This could be one of them. There's nothing unique that a 50-year-old or a 35 or a 15-year-old couldn't use that product.
That's what we like about it, because we're having trouble coming up with a specific range, because it's not niche at all. I mean, it's, you know, one-year-old to 99-year-old.
They may have some coolness or packaging for a younger generation that
Yeah.
makes it hipper maybe, but.
And then also like the big thing, Dr. Is it
Dr.
Campbell.
Dr. Campbell, he was saying that he like gave out pillows to his clients that had trouble with like the neck to
Yeah.
get their neck realigned.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be in the same position where, all right, your neck needs to be aligned, you're going on this flight, here's have this pillow. So that's a whole nother market right there.
All I keep thinking is there a way to inflate this without humans blowing into it? Because you have headaches, it's,
Like you do on the
there's got
collar, there's, you pull it, like
There's
on
all-
the
yeah,
airplane, you
right.
pull it, right, and it
Right.
automatically inflates.
Oh, wow, so like a life, the life.
There's
Yeah,
got-
You
yeah.
should do that, they do that,
Different
like
ways
the
of
airplane
having
ones,
this
you
blow
like,
up.
and they show you, just look
Okay.
out.
Pull it,
We
and
talked to
automatically
the, like,
inflates.
But I think there's cartridges in there.
students or even at the.
That should be your problem.
And that's not all.
And older ones, they have them, and they're not the ones you and I wear as kids. And when you fall in water, it's like a,
Oh.
and it uses just once.
And I'm just-
But nonetheless, let them figure it out.
Yeah, right,
They
love
think
it.
it's-
That's fine, it's a pass for you guys to go back to whatever period we're in. Say home, then go home, that's fine.
Are we done?
They're not
Yes.
gonna make you change
Yeah.
your clothes.